Mixed numbers. So when we first started reviewing fractions, we looked at proper fractions where the numerator is less than the denominator, and then improper fractions. So an improper fraction can have a numerator that's equal to its denominator, in which case that's going to simplify down to 1. Or we can have an improper fraction where the numerator is actually larger than the denominator. And when we have a fraction like this, that fraction is greater than 1. So proper fractions are less than 1. Improper fractions where numerator and denominator are the same are equal to 1. And improper fractions where the numerator is larger than the denominator are greater than 1. Now, this is not incorrect, but it's sometimes useful to see how a fraction relates to a whole number. So what we're going to look at is going between mixed numbers and improper fractions. And a mixed number is a whole number with a fraction. Now, the one thing you have to remember about mixed numbers is the fraction part must be improper. You cannot have a mixed number with an improper fraction. It's completely illegal. Whenever you have a mixed number, the fraction part must be proper. Okay, so let's look at going from improper fractions to a mixed number. And let's look at our example here. What we do when we go from an improper fraction to a mixed number is we take this fraction bar to task. So we divide the denominator into the numerator. And we have to be careful when we do this division to keep track of what's what. The quotient, which is the answer, the quotient becomes the whole number. The remainder becomes the numerator of the new improper fraction, proper fraction. And the denominator stays the same. Now, you may have to simplify. You may need to reduce or simplify the fraction part once you get it. So we're going to take our fraction bar to task here. To turn 3/2 into a mixed number, we take 3 and divide it by 2. The quotient becomes our whole number. The remainder becomes our new numerator, and the denominator stays the same. And if necessary, once we have our new numerator and denominator, we may need to simplify that. So let's look at this example here, and then we'll look at another example as well. So 2 goes into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. And when I subtract, that's my remainder. So when I write 3/2 as a mixed number, My quotient is my whole number. My remainder becomes my new numerator, and my denominator stays the same. All right, let's look at another example. Let's look at 28 over 8. So what we're going to do is divide 8 into 28. So 8 goes into 28 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24, and 4 from 8 is 4. That's my remainder. So when I write this improper fraction as a mixed number, my quotient is my whole number. My remainder is my new denominator, my new numerator, and my denominator stays the same. Now notice that we can reduce this down, and we want to. Both have a common factor of 4, so the final answer, correctly expressed, would be 3.5. Now let's look at going from a mixed number to an improper fraction.